Hey everyone, off the Mike Sports Network. Gonna do some shorter clips and shorter reaction videos to some of the bigger games that are going on in the world of sports. And let's start with this one. The Washington Commanders beat the Chicago Bears on Sunday, 18-15. This was kind of a slog of a game. I mean, it was 12-7 at the end and Washington did not score a touchdown until the last play of the game. They didn't score a touchdown until the last play of this entire game when Jayden Daniels throws a Hail Mary down the field. It gets tipped up in the air into the hands of Noah Brown, and the Washington Commanders are now 6-2 on the season. I texted a bunch of my friends who live out in Washington because I lived out in D.C. for about a year. This franchise, really since the days of Joe Gibbs, really has not been very successful. And they finally have a quarterback in Jayden Daniels that can really instill belief in this team. Dan Quinn's doing an unbelievable job as head coach. Cliff Kingsbury calling the plays. And then it comes down to the number 2 pick in the draft, Jayden Daniels. Like, everybody's going to turn this into a referendum on Jayden Daniels should have been taken number 1. Let's just admire in the fact that, hey, the Commanders are an unbelievable story, given just, how much of a mess they were. Daniel Snyder finally sells the team. They have new ownership. They have a new head coach. They have a new general manager. Like, it's a complete change in, vibes and, just excitement within the fan base. Like, it's a team from Washington. They play in Maryland, but still, like, there is so much joy and excitement with this team right now. And they're 6-2 and at the top of a division that they were left for dead for to start the season with a rookie quarterback. And they've got impressive win after impressive win. And to pull this off really is a testament to what they have at quarterback, to what they've built there in year one under Dan Quinn. It's an amazing moment that's going to be remembered for a long time. Now, what I want to talk about here is as well. Like, I wanted to start off and give credit to where credit is due. Washington wins this game. Really, despite only having one total touchdown this entire game, and it didn't come until the buzzer sounded, until the clock hit 0, and it was an amazing play. But how we got there, the Bears had no business winning this game, but they get in position to win this game. They score a touchdown with under 30 seconds to go. Roschon Johnson runs it in, and it looks like Caleb Williams, despite not playing particularly well, but fighting his ass off, back in his home state of DC, in his home town of DC, it was about to be, the stage was set for, the Bears to win this game and get to 5-2 on the season, which is unbelievable. And then just a series of coaching mistakes and a series of just defensive gaffes cost the Bears maybe a playoff spot conceivably, because they needed to win this game more than anything. Because now at 4-3, you're already behind multiple teams in your own division. This was a really deflating loss coming off of a bye, and especially considering a game that you had no business winning. Like, you barely scored your first touchdown of the game at the back half of the third quarter. Like, and you had multiple chances. You fumbled the ball trying to give it to an offensive lineman on the goal line. Caleb Williams is trying his ass off, man, but some of the incompetence with this organization is starting to it's just starting to show with this team. And to be in a position to win this game with 26 seconds left, Washington barely has anything to work with. And I give credit to Tony Romo. I know Tony Romo annoys people on the CBS broadcast, but he called this right away with about 6 seconds to go in the game. Say, hey, run an out cut to the sideline, even with no timeouts. They were playing so far off. The Bears were expecting the Hail Mary with 6 seconds left. And Washington takes it, gets it up to the 45-yard line. Now, after that, what happened is going to be talked about for a long time. And I think some people might end up losing their jobs because of this. Because the Hail Mary play comes next. The ball is being snapped, and Tyreek Stevenson, their defensive back, is celebrating with fans. Some people thought he was just jawing it at I almost said Redskins. I can't believe I almost did that. At Commanders fans, but I think he was just celebrating with Bears fans in the stadium as the ball was being snapped. And I think there was a spot shadow on ESPN that said it took 4 seconds for him to realize that the play was going on. And so apparently the way that this thing was supposed to be defended is Jayden Daniels is running around for like a good like 5, 6, 7 seconds before he throws this ball 60 yards down the field. The way this was supposed to be defended, Bears were supposed to rush 4, and then they had one guy spying him for reasons I don't understand. Like, you don't need to spy a running quarterback when the only thing that's going to beat you is throwing the ball down the field and getting the ball tipped into the air. So that's the first mistake that they made. Why they elected to go with that, I don't understand. Matt Eberflus, a defensive coach, he should know better, and he said after the game they had a way to defend it, and it clearly wasn't done correctly because then the ball gets down to the end zone, and Tyreek Stevens is supposed to be boxing out his guy, which ended up being Noah Brown, and the ball gets tipped by Tyreek Stevenson, who was distracted during the play and didn't even pay attention for the first 4 seconds of this thing going down, not even trying to guard anybody. He tips this ball up, and for some reason, Noah Brown is standing right behind him. It just goes right into his hands. It's the easiest Hail Mary tip that you're ever going to see, and the Commanders win this game. So the Bears had this game won, like, in a game that they had no business winning, and yet so many unspeakably bad things were done at the end of this game that cost a monumental win for Caleb Williams. And yeah, had Caleb Williams won this game, I don't want this to be a referendum of, hey, I like Caleb Williams over Jayden Daniels. I watched a lot more of Caleb Williams' career I in person than I did Jayden Daniels. I covered both these guys in college when they were in the Pac-12. Jayden Daniels obviously winning the Heisman, both of them being former Heisman Trophy winners. They're going to be linked forever as 1 and 2 in the 2024 NFL Draft. But I don't want this to be a referendum on what this is going to look like for either one of these guys moving forward. But I'm starting to fear that the incompetence of this Bears organization is really dragging Caleb Williams down, because he did everything he possibly could to win that game. That was a dogfight. They didn't score a touchdown until the end of the third quarter. They made some mistakes offensively, but they're able to persevere and get the lead with 26 seconds to go, and then your defense is able to botch it to that degree at the end of the game with a defensive head coach. That is on coaching. That is on the rest of the team. Caleb Williams did whatever he could to win this game. And just because Jayden Daniels had a 50-plus yard touchdown to get him over 300 yards in his only touchdown of the game doesn't mean either one of these guys is better than the other. It's a remarkable win for the Commanders. They're an unbelievable story so far this season. But I want this to focus on the fact that how Chicago has consistently, and I've talked about this with multiple people who are Bears fans, Chicago, the Bears organization has consistently failed their number one quarterback. They shouldn't. They were gifted a chance to steal this game in Washington, and they didn't do it. So that's my reaction to this game. We'll have more of these videos as we get through the week. And thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.